morning, we have the last installment in our Decision 2020 series as we wind down our pre-election day coverage. We conclude the series by speaking with Leanette Lopez, running as an independent for the District 20 seat of the Kentucky House of Representatives. Here's our look at our interview from last week. Joining us this morning via Zoom is Leanette Lopez. She is running for a state representative seat here in Kentucky, and she is running against Patty Minter. Now, Leanette is running as an independent. Leanette, it is great to have you on the show this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Let's dive right into some of the issues, just based on some of the statements I've read that you've put out and some of your social media in general. It's clear to me that you have one major issue that you're running on, and that would be abortion. You describe yourself as pro-life. How would you describe your stance to me right now and to my audience as on abortion? What is your stance exactly?
I'm definitely pro-life. I'm open in every other area. It's just and even with the pro-life, there are certain issues that people may have with me as diehard pro-lifers, but I will tell you this much, that my daughter is now in college and I was told to get an abortion, and it went against my convictions, and I'm glad that I didn't listen, because all the reports from the doctor said to do otherwise, and I kept her, and she's in college now and 21 and fine. She's a little short like the rest of us in our family, but she's perfect.
I want to clarify some of your stances when you say you are pro-life and you're very pro-life. Are you against abortion even in cases of rape and incest? Are you pro-life against abortion in all situations?
For the most part, I'm pro-life. I really believe that there are. I'll just tell you this much: when I was doing a lot of the door knocking, and still am, a guy came up to me and said, "You know what? You're pro-choice." I said, "Yeah, I am pro-choice. My choice is to be pro-life, and that's what I choose to be."
I want to talk about some of the other issues that relate to abortion, because you said that, you're not really that read up on, or, that's interested in other issues. Abortion and being pro-life is the main issue for you. So if you were to... No,
I didn't say I wasn't read up on other things. I have a lot of other legislative priorities. I met with Tracy Mosier, one of the lead persons from the Humane Society. We have pages and pages of legislative initiatives. I also have the legislation in our district of protecting mental health, and I totally agree with that. But what I don't agree with is the freedom of speech and the freedom of religion that it infringes upon. And I'm stepping out on a limb here, because a lot of the conservatives are very much against certain communities, and I am a lover of all persons, and I believe God is too. But in the part of being open to, I'll read it from my website. I support and acknowledge the important work family and clergy and youth pastors do while serving their youth members. And that work cannot and should not be limited by government interference.
Now, Leanette, I want to say, I'm glad that you bring up some of those other points that are important policies to you, because earlier in your campaign, you made a statement to the Bowling Green Daily News mentioning that you weren't as interested in other issues. I'm sorry, but I would like to restate all of that. Mr. West Switek didn't really know who I was at the beginning as an independent person. He asked me questions, and then many hours later, he wrote the interview. And as a legislator and a policymaker in the church government, I've done it all over and across the nation in many states. I work with different organizations, and I think he forgot a lot of the things that I mentioned. In fact, 20 minutes worth of my policies and legislations and the things that I have it in mind for District 20. I'm not just talking about the things that I've done in the past, because I'm very, very qualified for this position, but I'm also qualified to help change Bowling Green from the state that it is in right now. Our entire world is in chaos right now, and leaders like us need to rise up and reopen with just a clear, safe
way and take care of the people that need taking care of.
I want to focus on one thing you just said there. Of course, I'm glad that we're able to give you the chance to clarify previous statements you've made, but I want to focus on one thing you just said now, and that is, you see the world in chaos and you find that you want to provide a safe way to reopen the world. Are you referencing COVID-19? And what I'm hoping to hear is, what would be your COVID-19 plan? What would you have done differently than people currently office on multiple levels of government? What would your plan specifically be?
Oh, just the utter disregard for not wanting to wear a mask or sanitize or social distance. It's really not that difficult to do these things that will help mitigate this COVID-19 crisis. And if we all take care of each other, we're like, when 9/11 happened, oh yeah, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to, if a terrorist comes or somebody comes and tries to take down the plane, I'm going to be right there. Well, put your mask on, wash your hands, social distance, when the vaccine comes out, and it will be soon, get the vaccine. Let's take care of one another.
Now,
that's being a hero.
Now, Leanette, we are running a little bit low on time, but I want to transition out to the fun, get to know you, rapid fire part of our interview that we do with everyone in this series.
Sorry, I get a little intense. It's the artist in me. I'm about to break out in song here.
We'll run through this one really quick. What is your favorite music genre?
My favorite music genre? I like rock. I like rock and roll a lot. Praise and worship, but really rock and roll. A lot of the 80s, 70s, even some of the 60s.
I'm a fan of 80s and 70s rock myself. Now, what is your favorite restaurant in the Bowling Green area?
That's not fair. That's just not fair. All of them.
All right, we'll move to the next one, but tell me your favorite vacation spot, your dream vacation spot, one you haven't been to but you really want to. Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico, where my daddy's from. I was born and raised in Ohio, but my daddy's from Puerto Rico. And we've been citizens since the 1800s. People ask me that all the time, by the way. I don't know what that means. But anyway, Puerto Rico is my favorite place.
What would you do? What was the first thing you buy if you won the lottery?
The first thing I'd buy? A better studio to do these interviews. My studio is a little lacking right now with my whatever I got going on.
And hopefully you wouldn't have to buy that soon, because with COVID-19 hopefully over sometime next year, we'll be able to do these interviews in person again. And our final question that we ask everyone in this rapid fire game is, do you prefer water parks or amusement parks?
Ooh, amusement. Totally amusement. Yeah.
I'm a water parks man myself, but I understand where you're coming from. Leanette, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Rock and roll, Sandusky. Woo! Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. We really appreciate it.
All righty. Thank you.